Hi, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Clinical Research Series. In previous session, we discussed about scientific prompting protocol for clinical research and use of AI for protocol drafting and live demonstration on generation of protocol on NEM in diabetes. The session regarding designing decentralized trial. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all. Today we are going to explore about decentralized clinical trial tool. Last class we seen about what is protocol, how the AA used in protocol. The last two sessions based upon the clinical trial protocol and the AA. This and tomorrow session will be on decentralized clinical trial and how the AA used in decentralized clinical trial. Likewise, we are going to see about our introduction, digital revolution in clinical research. Yeah, decentralized trial is nothing but I previously tell if you came in the first class in observational study, we majorly we also see specific focus on decentralized trial in the one of the topic on that. Yes, decentralized trial is nothing but it is a trial from home. We are doing the trial in remote manner. There is no patient visit in like traditional. We done the clinical trial traditionally. It should be in visit in person. Likewise, in person in visit trial takes place. But in remote in decentralized trial is totally different. So we are going to explore about what is understanding the DCT fundamentals, what are the essential tools are used, and how it should be implemented in real world scenery, and what are the best framework of today's study. We are going to see what is decentralized study. Likewise, before I'm said decentralized trial, centralized trial, remote, it should be fully based upon the remote study. We are doing a trial, and also we have achieved in the achieved during that remote based trial. Main focus while we are doing a decentralized clinical trial means it will very helpful for the patient for travel. It will avoid the travel burden because some patients are they will travel long from the geographical location, so which will make the person travel burden, and it also lead to the loss of patient dropout patients also take place. So while we implementing the decentralized trial, it will bring the trial to the another dimension in our clinical research using digital technology. While means we using the remote trial means without digital technology it won't happen. So how the decentralized trial and digital technology correlated and correlated to lead the good clinical trial in our research field. So we are going to explore today detailedly about decentralized trial and their uses. Traditional trial and decentralized trial. Yes, likewise, traditional side takes place in a site-based visit, and the patient should be physically assessment takes place, physical examination takes place, and there is no easy paper-based process and limited geographical reach. It means if someone from out of the geographical location or some mental health patient which they have a severe society or social anxiety, so that kind of the person means we can't reach that person. And high patient burden is nothing but here we are saying travel, because while we doing the result means it's not takes place in 1 or 2 days. The long process, long month it take place. So we are doing the research based upon the patient alone. So the patient want to travel to the hospital or a site to the trail, and the trail is go. Then another, and after the trail they go back to the home, and after next visit they come. Likewise, it go on in a long process. So this is the trail, traditional trail. In decentralized trail is totally different. Remote monitoring. The patient should be monitored remote using digital technology. Likewise, using digital endpoint is nothing but digital technology. Likewise, wearable device, sensor and apps. Likewise, we using, and global accessibility means we also use the trail not only in our country or nearby area. Globally it will be used. Different country we can do the trail for different geographic location, different country we can use, and patient centric design also take place using EPRO. Here the range spectrum is not nothing but range, DCT range. The DCT should be ranged in three type. First one is fully remote, second one is hybrid model, and third one is site enhance. Fully remote is nothing but the trial takes place in full remote. There's no should be a on in-person visit, no should be a any data diagnosis takes place in hospital. Likewise, no, that should be a fully remote. Hybrid model is nothing but we are giving the combination of site visit plus remote monitoring. Hybrid models, I'm giving an example for that. If the patient having any oncology study means the patient want to take CT, MRA to know the pathology condition. So it cannot be achieved through the remote only. So that kind of the case, we doing hybrid model. We are accessing the patient in remote, but the lab investigation or lab related value, we are taking the patient into the site. This is a hybrid model. Site enhanced model is nothing but likewise traditional trial. We are likewise on-site trial, but with the implementation of digital tools, like we are using ECRF, e-consent form. Likewise, we are using digital tool while doing a traditional trial. Why DCT matter? Why means while we applying the DCT means we have gained more in a business oriented area. Why I'm saying means there should be a fast requirement because we are recruiting the patient in a remote manner only. So the faster requirement takes place. So depend upon 40% faster requirement and lower cost, because while we doing a traditional site means it's site, we want to pay for site and electronic and rent, likewise, and travel charges to the patient. Likewise, there should be a cost is higher. So here the remote patients is monitoring only in the remote. So the cost is very low, 30%. And improve retention. The improve retention is nothing but we controlling the dropout patient while we doing the remote. Because while doing the remote means the patient also there's no burden on travel. So we have to maintain the we have able to maintain the patient retention throughout the study. Sir, during the while we implementing the DCT, the dropout study is very less. Patient benefit, putting the participant first. What are the patient benefit? It should be enhanced accessibility. Enhanced accessibility is nothing but we are reducing the travel burden of their patient. We are monitoring the patient remotely, and flexible schedule depending upon the participant time, free time. We are scheduling their appointment. We are scheduling their assessment. Reduce exposure risk. The reduced exposure risk is nothing but when the patient come to the hospital or site, they maybe have chance of causing any risk. While in hospital, there is maybe chance of causing the infection risk. Likewise, while we doing the remote, it also achieve. And family friendly. Family friendly is nothing but we are giving the care. We are also saying we are also saying caretaker also about their routine, what they do follow and what they do not follow. Likewise, we doing in a friendly, family friendly manner. Essential DCT tool, we are going to see about here Essential DCT tool. Essential DCT tool, main thing is patient recruitment strategy. Because without patient recruitment, we cannot run the trial. So patient recruitment strategy is very important. In traditional method is often struggle. We get to the patient into the trial. We want to go back to the patient registry, or we want to take the patient from the other nearby hospital. Likewise, we see in last class morely about the requirement, patient requirement. Every trial, the patient requirement is a major problem. Why I'm saying means, if we loss in patient requirement, the result also loss. If we success in patient requirement, the the result also success. Here the strategy. Here we are going a DCT trial. So we are using digital outreach. Digital outreach is nothing but digital platform. Digital platform nothing but online. We are giving advertisement in online, like Facebook ad, like YouTube, like Reels, like etc. Inside we are giving a advertisement using the digital platform. After digital platform, the patient may be selected or patient may be fill the form. Then next step is pre-screening. Pre-screening is nothing but we checking the pre-eligible of the patient using AI chat box. Using AI box nowadays, there is a lot of AI chat box, a lot of AI bots are having to pre-screening. Based upon their AI question, the the requirement want to answer the followings, and after the following answer, the AI will be generate the result of the participant patient. After this pre-screening, we get the pre-selected list for their our trial. With this pre-selected result, we going to the virtual consultation. Virtual consultation nothing but we are consulting the doctor through the video, through the Google Meet, through the Teams. We are consulting how the patient is eligible. The doctor check or physician investigator check the final check whether to select the participant into trial or not. After we selecting, onboarding takes place. Onboarding will be announced through the mail. Likewise, our jobs, how we get the notification, how we get the offer letter. Likewise, we giving the giving the eligible letter or giving the intimation to the patient through the mail. Likewise, we are go takes place. Then another one thing, digital requirement platform key features. Here key feature we using multiple channel. Multiple channel is nothing but multiple digital database. Likewise, ad giving social media ad, Instagram, Facebook, search engine. Likewise, we are using multiple channel. And another one is real-time analytic. We are doing the patient based upon their day-to-day life scenario, so we can easily monitor their performance and conversation rate and cost of the per person optimization, how we are optimization. Likewise, we can analyze the real-time analytic. Automated screening using AI algorithm, AI chart bag, AI bot. We can get the patient preclinically by using the automatic screening. And regulatory compliance. While we promoting the, while we integrating these things, we also want to consider the regulatory also in matters. Why means regulatory is main important things. If you fail in regulatory, the total recruitment process it should be failed. So we also concern with concern different countries digital act. We are also applicable with concerned countries. Electronic e-consent form. Revolution of informed consent form. Why means informed consent form is main thing. While we submitting the report to any regulatory authority, ethical committee, independent committee, likewise anything, the informed consent form is primary and major thing. Without informed consent form, that that make drawback to the trial. So while we drafting the informed consent form should be in a very precise and very detailed and clear and simple manner. It should not be contained like a definition manner. I mean, the informed consent forms are used only to the participant alone. It's not used for any physician or any expertise person. We were giving the informed consent form to the patient requirement for alone. So it also in a regional language, or it's also in English, or it's also in the patient benefit language, depending upon the patient region and countries. So electronic consent form is nothing but we are while we doing the decentralized style means we cannot do traditional consent form, informed consent form using paper. You go to the e-consent form alone. So that is a transformation of traditional to paper form to e-consent form is a revolutionary in consent form. While we preparing the informed consent form, we want to attach the multimedia education. This multimedia education is nothing but it will educate the person. If you filling the one column, it should be integrated with the video, hyperlink with video, which will explain the process. For example, if you are doing any related to the disease or your procedure or your method, it should be explain on their symptoms and what are their compensation give, how long it trial go. If they won't understand the what the wording means, the video will easily understand the video make easy to understand the person, and animation like GIF, anything animation, and explain. Likewise, multimedia education and comprehensive assessment. Comprehensive assessment is nothing but SWOT assessment. While we will be giving informed consent form, true or false like question or multiple like question. You want to get short assessment from the patient. Why I'm saying means because we don't know how the patient get to the informed consent form, how the patient know, how the patient whether they get it there, what actual the informed consent form, what actually need. Likewise, we want to check their assessment using the short assessment like comprehensive assessment. And last one thing is electronic signature. While we doing the research in remote, the electronic signature is main thing because it will because this will give the strong evidence whether the patient should be understand their informed consent form. The informed consent form should be electronic signature should be in a last after the declaration there I will understand following things likewise. So electronic signature is main thing while we're doing the remote study. And version control is nothing but if our protocol is any changes, any deviation takes place means we want to resend the consent form to the patient, resend the consent form to the patient, and we want also get the form back to the our research database team. So the version control also main thing. E-consent regulatory landscape. The regulatory landscape is nothing but the FDA guidance also, European Medical Agency also, ICH also, all the three regulatory authorities stand in a one line alone, stand in the one line alone. What means if you are preparing the e-consent form means it will equal standard to the traditional consent form. So here we are seeing the key requirement. The e-consent form should be in identical information to traditional consent form. Yes, it will reflect the traditional paper consent form. You do not you while we preparing e-consent form, you do not omit or you do not alter or do not you add anything unnecessary because what actual traditional paper will reflect the e-consent manner. So you do not know any, you do not do any addition or any editing or any alteration while doing that. And interactive element. Interactive element is nothing but FDA has also allowed text, video, animation to the person who have not understanding their language like illiteracy person. Likewise, the FDA and EMA IC has also allow this kind of the thing for interactive tool for the understanding the what rails go, what is the informed consent form using the interactive element tool. App-based monitoring a digital clinical stage. While we uh, while we doing the DCT, the digital technology lies between app-based monitoring. Why means we can get the data through the app alone. Through the app is a main point of view for collecting the data, gathering, observing, and we giving to the back to us. So data-based monitoring is very important while we doing the DCT. While database monitoring, app should be in a And the different apps should be based upon their trail. They used a app, particular relevant app. Likewise, the app should be the core element while we implementing the app in research. The core element are physiologic monitoring. While we doing any study related to diabetes or any motor activity study like Alzheimer, anything, we want to know the vital signs, and we also know the sleep pattern. So psychological monitoring is main thing. And next thing is EPRO collection. Yes, app itself, we will be integrating the EPRO tool with the app itself collect the EPRO for the daily basis itself, the patient symptoms, for what are the severity, what are the pains, and medication adherence. Medication adherence nothing but some diabetic patient or asthma patient have poor adherence. So using smart pill dispenser, we can easily overcome the poor adherence. Why means, I'm saying one example for medication adherence. If in the morning we want to take the tablet for 10 a.m. means, if we not take means, the app will give the notification message first. You want to reply the message. Yes, I will take. Otherwise, I not take. Likewise, if you not respond to the message means, automatically app give alert. While giving alerting tone, you yourself reminder. We can forget to take the tablet today. Likewise, we go back and take the tablet, and we will overcome the others. Here, communication help is nothing but should be under the secure message, and it should be in under the data protection act. Likewise, your app should be under the avoid under the lack of cyber threat, and should be in a lack of leak material. Lack of leak. Why means some apps should be leak the detail. Why means we are doing in a large population, the poor web developing lead to the leaking of information to any third party website. So it should be in a secure manner. And schedule management. App itself we can schedule. Likewise, Google, we know Google Meet. Google Meet, we say we know means, oh, you have tomorrow 7 to 8 p.m. doctor appointment means, we can add that in Google Calendar. It will give the reminder to us. Scheduling time, scheduling management. Use likewise we using the Google Meet or Teams or Zoom uh, for schedule management, for assessment of video through the video. Here wearable device integration. App is a source of data management. Wearable devices, how the wearable device play major role in DCT means, the app and the wearable devices both are come under the digital biomarker. They both are digital biomarker. There is no doubt about it. Here the digital wearable device will send the data to the app while we watch, for example, watch or any patches. If our BP is very low, automatically this period of the time, this patient have BP is very low. It should be registered in app, and the report is sent to the data cloud. The data cloud is managed by concerned data management team. Likewise, wearable devices may very play major role while we doing research in DC. While we doing a research in DCT, without wearable device, we cannot do anything, because this is a source of the tool for identifying the changes, for identifying their pattern. So wearable device is very much important. It should be in a different manner, likewise watch, patches, and smart sensor app. Likewise, we are differently takes place. While we using this wearable device also, it should be under the FDA approved wearable device, because we cannot use any simple app like third party app like any APK app. Likewise, which should be standard reliability and validability, because you want to take these three things in your mind. Data security and privacy in DCT is nothing but security of our data, because the different country have different law. Because data security is very much important, because we cannot give our data to simply to any person. Because for example, we cannot if someone is messaging to someone means, we cannot also see their message. This is also one of the illegal or cheap activity. Likewise, our data is very much important, which is also for our study, and also it should be under the act like India have DPDP Data Protection Privacy Act in 2023. So different country have different act. In USA have HIPAA and Europe have GDPR. Likewise, it should be under their rules and regulation. Your app should be under their rules and regulation. You cannot use any third party app. You cannot use any APK app. You cannot use any your self developed app. So while we using the app should be under the FTA or ICH or EMA standard equality, which should be approved by their authority. Real world. Now we are going to see about the real world example. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine trial, which is give the weight for future of DCT. Why I'm saying means while we in pandemic region, pandemic situation, we cannot do the trial because we are in lockdown. We cannot do the trial in an effective manner. So DCT play a major role while during pandemic. Here the Pfizer also do the COVID-19 vaccine trial innovation. COVID-19 vaccine trial innovation nothing but vaccination side effect. How the vaccine uh, how the vaccine their side effect area. Likewise, they are targeting that. Here the DCT tools are we are using telemedicine. Telemedicine is nothing but using giving the giving assessment, giving the feedback using the video conference. Likewise, electronic consent. But multilingual support is nothing but multi-language support. While we giving electronic consent means taking the person from the different region, different country, different state. So their language also different. So we want to attain the population in a large manner also. All the ones are not know about many language. Some of know their regional language alone due to their education. Some of they know English. Some of they know Hindi. Likewise. So the multi-language support is very much important while doing the DCT. Here also employed. And mobile health unit for vaccination is nothing but this is a mini clinic, remote clinic. Mobile health unit is another form of remote clinic. While we giving telemedicine, the patient have experienced some area or some side effect. We are giving a solution. We are diagnosing that. That is a mini remote health unit, or otherwise called as a mobile health unit. Here, the result of the study, the Pfizer enrolled 44,000 participants through the 6 country under the 150 sites. Site of their trial is 150 site. Then you think how much data should be there collected from their different region. So this trial give the way for during the pandemic region. This trial give the way for the DCT in 2019 itself. Then another one company do the trial using DCT. They're doing in oncology. Novartis doing oncology. Oncology is very major disease and important disease. While we doing research in DCT is impossible. Why mean it should be in, under the certain criteria. Why mean the person may have a severe or moderate or a low. Likewise, they take place. So they initiate their trial in 2019. They launch and platform. They are using the platform for development is nothing but digital platform alone. Yeah, they are using electronic PRO. Here using electronic PRO for their patient symptoms. Why means the cancer patient have more fatigue and more nausea, vomiting. Likewise, they have symptoms in their day-to-day life. One day they have vomiting and nausea. One day they may fatigue. One day they may have no other symptom. Likewise, we want to monitor the EPRO and telemedicine, consulting the telemedicine and collecting their data. And third one is multi-study implementation. While we collecting this data from the integration of EPRO, telemedicine, real way, the multi-platform, which will give the measurable result and improvement in during the patient care. So these platform help the patient to increase their participation in trial. Why means we are doing in a remote manner alone. There is no travel burden. And it also, while we doing the trial in a first phase itself, we want to submit the data to the concerned regulatory authority, because based off that based off that alone, we can process our we can process our approval in very faster manner. So they have achieved using their oncology transformation in their trial using the here they majorly using the AA, because we all also also assessment takes place. When the pathology assessment, the AA play major role while doing this research. Roche decentralized diabetes research. In this trial is based upon diabetes. Hey, before itself, I'm saying diabetes patients have poor adherence. So this trial focus upon their glucose control glucose monitoring reading, medication adherence, lifestyle factor, and PRO. These are the DCT platform using this trail, and this trail also achieved 90% of the data competence and 80% of the person retention. This is a long trail which take place in 12 months. 12 months also they have achieved using their digital platform. While I'm saying means these are the things can be achieved in long-term study also. Roche study company can achieve through their study. Here, the result of the study is 95% we can get the data using the DCT tool. 80%, the 88% have patient retention, the reduce of dropout, and cost reduction also 60% they will consume very less because of their elimination of their site visit. And timeline also, due to the trial acceleration and FDA approval process faster, they are also finished their trial in 40% yearly. Johnson and Johnson mental health DCT. While we doing the research on diabetes or any other disease is easy, but mental health DCT is very tough. While we examine the patient in person itself, it will give trouble to physician or investigator. While we doing DCT, we can take the major step. We want to implement lot of the things while doing the research. So basically, the mental health patient have severe social anxiety. They not come to the public, and they also have some of the patients have from rural region. They have drop out their treatment. Likewise, these have underrepresented patients are morely in mental health DCT. So here we are going to do Johnson Johnson study takes place on mental health. They're doing the DCT using the digital technology, nothing but cognitive assessment. Why the cognitive assessment, digital cognitive testing is very important using smartphone means if we are integrating the any smart app, the cognitive assessment is very much important. Whether their attention, their memory, their function, while they are doing any physical work. Likewise, cognitive is very much important. So they're implementing the cognitive testing and ecological momentary assessment. Ecological momentary assessment is the natural environment, their mood swing, their anxiety level. Likewise, we are also anxiety. Sometimes they will in a very in happy manner. Sometimes they feel very low and mood swing. They make the patient are cry. Likewise, using this app also we can identify the natural environment and virtual therapy integration. Yes, if the patient have using telemedicine, we are giving a virtual therapy. Passive data collection. Using this also, we are passively collecting their sleep pattern, their their activity pattern. Passively, it's a value order add-on, like add-on. We are collecting their sleep pattern like this. These all studies also success using this DCT model. They under they they bring the people who are underrepresented in the clinical trial, likewise rural area and severe anxiety, they are also success. Sonofi rare remote monitoring. While we doing the rare disease mean in normal site, normal traditional trial itself, it is very difficult. Why means patient recruitment is very low while we doing a rare disease patient. So while we doing remotely means we can achieve little bit from the traditional. So Sonofi using the DCT program, they achieve the using the rare disease. Here their disease would be, firstly I'm saying the DCT have different spectrum range. Today in this slide you can see the spectrum range. Here the spectrum range is hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but you are doing the DCT trial remotely. Here the hybrid is home nursing visit. We are visiting the patient house for home nursing visit for along with the portable device to identifying their to collecting sample to identifying their pattern. Likewise we are going and plus telemedicine consultation. We are bringing the clinical assessment in rare disease. This study main motto is eliminating the burden of the patient travel. So on they going for home nursing visit. So main motto of this study is travel burden, reducing the travel burden. Here the geographical reach success. Why means their enrollment takes place in 12 to 44 countries from unreachable patient population. Also, mobile health unit is nothing but remote health unit, and specialization consult through the telemedicine. And data should be reviewed by the expert global committee while the data is stored in a cloud platform. They also should be reviewed by global expertise committee. Biogen neurological digital endpoint. These DCT, you want to take the point, what means? These all the DCT trials is not in a simple disease or they are not doing in any lightweight disease. All the companies are contributing their disease in a different dimension manner. Here the Biogen contributing neurological digital endpoint. Why I'm saying means neurological is very important. While we're doing the traditional study itself, we can miss the most of the study miss the motor activity of the patient. Neurological missing takes place. So Biogen do the neurological digital endpoint using the digital biomarker like smart app. They assess the mobility of the patient, motor function of the patient. So using this, we can achieve and we can prevent the early prevention takes place. Why means this study will give the way to the early identification. We can prevent the disease using this trial, using this DCT trial. We can prevent the disease very early, and we also give the guidelines what should be followed. Why means we have example of the patient on them. So this study will give for the prevention of education. AstraZeneca respiratory disease innovation. Here we using the DCT tool is nothing but smart inhaler. The smart inhaler will will use for the medication adherence and environmental monitoring because the respiratory disease patient have expose of any allergen, any pollutant likewise. So we also integrating the environmental monitoring and digital spirometry. Digital spirometry is nothing but we are accessing the lungs function of the patient using DCT tool and PRO. The integration of these four innovations that takes place in respiratory disease innovation. Now we going to the best practice implementation. Here the strategic planning for framework. While we doing the DCT means if you do anything means we want strategy to achieve the plan. So without strategy we can't do anything. So first of all we go our vision. Our vision and objective should be in very clear manner. And technology selection. What technology or selection? How the FDA status of the selection. You want to take the account on it. And third one is regulatory strategy. You want to get pre-certificate from the FDA or a novel methodological from FDA, EMA, which will foster your study and get approval. And operation excellence is nothing but you should frame clear SOP, systematic standardized operating procedure, and clear workflow, clear training method. You want to, in a clear excellence manner, what are your operational management during the clinic, during the DCT. Why means if you fail in operational excellence means the study will affect majorly. Because of the operational excellence alone, the study will take top manner top launch manner. Why means if we fail in the operation excellence means it will give the drawback to our result. Change in management foundation. It's a collapse of training, technical support, what are the readiness, likewise take place in the change in management foundation. Technology mentor selection criteria. In simple manner, when we while we doing the DCT means you select the single vendor for the integration for data for a single vendor for the integration of database, wearable device, app, and cloud storage. If you choose different vendor for the different area means if you are choosing different vendor for the app, if you are choosing different vendor for the wearable device, if you are choosing different vendor for the cloud storage database means due to any lack of fault, any lack of data, which will affect because the the three regions are different vendor. They follow different rules. They have different policy. So it will affect the data quality. Data quality. So in my point of view, in DCT point of view, the single vendor selection is very useful. While we otherwise some of the companies itself developed their database integrating their app. So single vendor selection is very important. It should be under the while we selecting vendor, you should be while your vendor should be regulatory compliance standard. They should be attain their standard level and integration capability. Why I'm saying means we are integrating lot of things. So first of all, you want to check their integrated capability, whether their integration is in a high range, whether they achieve through their past study. You want to take that and scalability. You want to check the vendor whether their app or whether their wearable device are achieved in a large population. While I'm saying means DCT trial is not in a small population 100 or 200 likewise. It should be in a very large population 44,000 1 lakh sometime 1 lakh itself. So we are doing in a large scale manner. So at the point of the time the scalability is very important and user experience. The selection vendor should be in a multi-language support. Why means the patient have from different region. So one of the way to connect the patient is language alone. So the multi-language support is main important while we selecting. Security likewise should be in a secure manner under the act of particular country. On patient onboard excellence. Oil means onboard is very important thing. Oil means excellent oil be achieved in patient onboard alone. We will get the nice result and it will be give pay way for the future research. So first of all, pre-onboarding assessment is very important. Why means we are using digital tools. So we want to know the knowledge whether the participant have knowledge about digital literacy level, whether they can perform, whether they can use. You want to assessment because if you cannot give the patient those who have do not access the digital tools, if you give to the patient means it will lead to failure to us. So digital assessment is very important. And training model. Before using the app, you give the full training model to the patient and you want to train the patient. These app used for the collecting this data. This wearable device should be placed in your hand for the this much of the time while we doing any while sleeping also you want to put the wearable voice. Likewise you give the train model, and if anything go wrong, if anything malfunction, if anything takes place mean, so the guided setup is also give. While I am giving the guided setup is nothing but if anything will have any lack of problem while we cannot reach the concerned person or technical team, the guided setup will useful while doing that lack of technical skill reach. Ongoing support is nothing but we giving ongoing support to the patient using 24/7 technical support team to access while in the research. Data quality management. Data quality management so very important. Why means good quality lead to the good result. While while doing the DCT, the data quality data collection is very large manner. Why means we can collect the data from different region, different site. So so the data quality management is very important. We validating the data in a real time manner. So using AI, we can auto check their data and also prevent the error and correct their error. So pattern recognition using machine learning algorithm, we can identify the unusual data pattern. Likewise, some patterns are different to our study. We can eliminate that. we won't take all the data to our study. What is relevant to our study, we can take it. That is a pattern recognition. Source verification. You want to while the data entry should be verified audit in every schedule. Why means we are going the trial, we are doing the trial in a schedule manner, in a first schedule, second schedule, third schedule. So every schedule you want to verify the data and audit the data to the concerned by the concerned clinical data management team. Regulatory consideration. Here the regulatory consideration is nothing but while we doing the digital technology using the trial, we want to get approval from the concerned regulatory. Why I am saying means, if you using any app for measuring BP or glucose level means, we want to get approval from FDA guideline using the digital health software verification program. This verification program gives the pre-certificate to us. This pre-certificate can be used for our trial. We cannot we cannot redo the validation and send the certificate to the FDA and again we get the approval. Likewise, we no need to do. While we getting the pre-certificate, we can do the trial in a full-fledged manner and it also faster the trial. EMA qualification nothing but novel digital endpoint. If you are doing any study in Alzheimer disease, any motor function disease means, if you using any digital giant endpoint or any endpoint you are using mean, you get approval from the FDA. EMA means, while after validating their tool, which will give accelerate your research in very high manner, it can also use as a secondary endpoint for the other disease. While we got approved from the novel digital endpoint from the primary endpoint, we can also use it as a secondary endpoint also another upcoming or other secondary disease. Likewise, ICS guidelines also under the computer remote monitoring, they will tell about how the remote monitoring takes place, their rules and regulations. And the local requirement is nothing but a different country have different law. Like example is data security. US have different, India have different. Likewise, we want to comply with their laws. Training and change management. Yes, clinical operations. We want to. It should be a collab team. There should be a clinician, investigator, data biostatistician, biostatistician, statistician, clinical pharmacologist. Likewise, we are the collab team. A principal investigator give the training to the concerned farm. They give the role clarity to the concerned person. Study coordinator have different role. There should be some of the CRO, some they have maintaining the patient records uh, and maintaining their informed consent form. Likewise, study coordinator different. Data management team should maintain the data in a validate and quality manner. Likewise, these are the time and change management. Common, what are the challenge? Digital divide. What is meant by digital divide means when the person have not knowledge about digital technology, that is the main thing. We cannot do the trail to them. And data overload, because we are getting data from the so much region, so much country. So data overload takes place. So we want to take the relevant data. Why means all the data should not be relevant to our study. What is our study? What is our relevant data? So the data so it should be avoided by using this. Using some smart analytic AI processing. Likewise, we can avoid the data overload. Regulatory uncertainty, sometimes we can fail the query. We can, due to the third party app, we can draw back in our regulatory standard. So the regulatory uncertainty due to third party app, due to the multiple vendor. Likewise, the technology integration is nothing but it should be integration of multiple database. While I'm saying we are using the wearable device app, likewise there should be some issue in using the lack of security issue or some other third party issue, some other data leak issue. Likewise, data integration, these are the problems. Solution. For solution, we giving the comprehensive support. You give the 24/7 technical assistance to the concerned person. For any digital related query came from the patient side, you want to attend their query in a very immediate manner. Smart analysis used for the data overload. Will be data overload lead to the poor quality data. So using the smart analytic, we can process the data, what should be relevant to our study, and identify the pattern also. Regulatory partnership. Using regulatory partnership with the recognized authority, we can get the approval very easily. Platform consolidation, nothing but single vendor solution. Using the multiple vendor, which will also give the problem for the study. So using choosing a selection of vendor also single vendor, which will give for the study in a very effective manner. This is the measuring DCT success. Well, after attending, the patient recruitment rate is also high, retention rate also high, and data competence rate also high. Their adherence rate also high. So this is the difference between the traditional and DCT. This will show the success of DCT. Return on investment. Yeah. Likewise, we are doing DCT in a business manner alone. Why means company investing large, so he also get in a nice night in a return on investment. So while we adopting the DCT means here the saving average saving of the cost means we while we doing in a site based means we will give the cost per patient. We want to give the cost per patient means sorry, nothing but operational cost of per patient should be in a high manner. Why means why I'm saying means patient have a visit. We want to give for their travel benefit, and we also give the compensation benefit. We also give for their treatment benefit. Treatment benefit. So travel benefit itself, it will give large cost. While we achieving DCT, we we can also we save the travel cost and time reduction also. It will due to this faster requirement, faster analysis and time requirement. We also finish our study in very early manner and site cost reduction. I previously said if you doing the traditional trial means the site cost reduction is very high. Why means we want to pay the rent fees, we want to pay the electricity, we want to give the maintenance charge. Likewise, while we implementing this, the return on investment also very high, and it also very benefit and benefit to their companies. Future trends in decentralized trial. We are seeing now the current 2024 is AI integration. We are going to see very deeply how the AI play major role using machine learning algorithm for using a patient into the trail. Likewise, we are doing. And 2025 5G engagement. Now itself there should be a 5G engagement take place. Using 5G engagement, why I'm saying mean we are doing the trail in remote manner. So network connectivity is very important. So while implementing 5G enablement, we will get the access and the data very quickly, and there is no interpretation takes place. Digital twins is nothing but using we can using decentralized style. We also implementing the personalized medicine, precious medicine. These are the digital twin. Quantum computing is nothing but quantum computing is the faster. In simple word, you want to know the faster manner. We can boost up the trail in a very faster manner, analyzing the trail in a very faster manner using the remote technology. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Using artificial intelligence, we can predict their analysis using their AI algorithm. We can see very deeply in tomorrow class. And automated monitoring using chat box, using chatbot, we are using personalized engagement is we are dealing with individual patient perspective. Why means in medication adherence means we can we can attend only to the individual patient. Why means the patient, individual patient alone do not take the tablet while in the trial. So the personalized engagement also takes place. Real world evidence. So we are taking the data from the day-to-day life. So it used for real world evidence. Here the preparing your organization to the DCT success. While the organization want to ready for adapting the DCT. First of all, we want to access our current status. What is our capability? What is our interoperability capability? Any gap identification gap, any pros and cons we want to identify. And next we want to identify the target vision. What is our target vision? It should be in a very clear and manner and strategical manner. Why means while we organization planning preparing means strategies play major role. And building capability means nothing but integration capability, training their staff, what are the technology accessible available, what are the sources, allocation sources are available like this, execute and liberate. Start with pilot and expand with the full study. While we implementing ASM, start with small and expand with the large. Building DCT competition centers are this is there should be a strategy planning members and innovation hub. Innovation hub is nothing but starting with pilot study and it should be enrolled to and extend to the full study. Operational support team we need. We means 24/7 we need operational support team to build the workflow, to monitor their workflow, standard operating procedure and technology management while selecting the vendor device and approval from the FD, approval from the regulatory authority. So technology management is very important. Training and development, and we also trained our staff and they develop their management. And regulatory excellence is nothing but we want to standard regulatory affair, regulatory member to in our field while we bringing the competency authority. Here the takeaway for your today's session. Start small, think big. Like we start with the pivot study and expand to the full study. And partner strategy is nothing but selecting the vendor. Selection of vendors should be in single patient-centric design. While the remote scenario, while we doing the DCT, it should be based upon the patient perfecting. We can get more knowledge in EPRO and we can get contact through using the remote manner. We can get the contact morely connect with the patient. And data quality is first. While we doing this research, data quality is very first. Why I'm saying means we can get the data from the large manner. So your data quality should be first. This is the planning of study. While we doing DCT trial, means it takes 6 months. While means for 1 to 3 weeks for assessment, 1 month for strategy development, and 2 to 3 for vendor selection, and 4 to 6 for pilot implementation. After pilot implementation, we are expanding the trial. It go depending upon their study, it will expand to the month. Here the future of decentralized is nothing but the future is begins in last 2019 itself. Due to pandemic itself, it will give the way to the DCT. So tomorrow we are going to see about more largely how the AI play major role in decentralized trial. Tomorrow we are going to see deeply. We can explore more about future. What is future in AI in decentralized trial? Thank you. Thank you for your listening. Ma'am? Megha ma'am?
You can conclude.
Yeah, ma'am. Any other question, ma'am, from the participant?
Mm,
No,
no.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Convey my message to sir, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.